Oh, my fizzy drink. I've choked on it. Okay. Hello. Hello, everybody. Woo woo! Oh, we got Amesy in the chat. Hello, everybody. How are we all doing? Today's stream. Hello, welcome, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, hi, my name's Lexie. And I love chatting shit. And today we're going to be chatting a lot of, I wouldn't say shit, but we're going to be chatting. We're going to be chatting. Okay, so I'm going to start off today's stream just with a quick trigger warning. We're going to be touching on some stuff today. The biggest one is going to be trigger warning, abuse. I want all of you guys to be looking after yourselves during this stream, and just really putting yourself forward, putting yourself first, and really just being kind to yourself. And if you really do feel like anything we talk about or start touching on gets something that you don't want to hear about, it is so fine to step away. It's so fine to go off. I'd really much rather you put yourself first. I'm going to be talking with a very special guest. There were a few people that were going to be in this call, but then, you know, some stuff came up. Some people were ill. So, absolutely fine. Okay, give me 2 seconds. But I'm doing good. Thank you, guys. I'm very nervous about this stream today. I'm kind of nervous about what I'm going to say and how I'm going to go about things. I have a lot of thoughts in my head, and I don't know how many of them are, you know, articulated enough to talk about. But we got a special guest. I'd like everybody in the chat like to say hello to Miss Shelby. So how you doing? It's been a long time since I've seen you around here. around these parts. You're coming off done.
Good, actually. I'm okay.
Yes, you freaking have. I'm so proud of you. Okay, let's just cut straight to the chase and try and I don't know how to talk about this. You know when you're supposed to have like a serious talk and you're like, well, weather is so good today, guys.
I have to at least acknowledge that I never could have imagined the amount of overwhelming support. I really didn't think it'd be as big as it ended up being at all. I don't know how I thought that, but
you deserve. It's the least you deserve. It is like so, like it's so nice to see, because I think a big fear of like coming forward with a story is the fear of like not being believed, and we'll touch on that a little bit later, because like I wrote down a big list of reasons as to why people are hesitant to come forward with stories and why people are like scared of it, and such a big part of it is just generally not being believed. Like,
yeah, can I say one quick thing?
Oh my god, say whatever you want.
In everything that we're discussing today, I am not delving into the specifics of who I was talking about recently, but I am here, one, as a victim, actually of multiple people. Like, this is not the first time that I have been wronged before, so I am here again to share my experiences, not just about one person, but also in support of you, every person that I know who has also been treated in ways that like we understand now and have experienced.
Yes.
It's so upsetting.
This is not an expose by any means. I don't want people coming in here being like, oh my god, there's going to be tea. I have a few hard-hitting facts, don't get me wrong. And like, I'm just going to say it will be biting my tongue. But yeah, I've written down a few points, because do you know what is like, things that we went through, I didn't realize how prevalent going through levels of abuse was. Like for so long, like when it happened, I didn't even realize it was something that happened to me for months and months and months after. It took me therapy and people like shaking me and yelling at me.
Literally, that's the point I was at too. It was almost a full year later that I would even acknowledge it as being abuse.
Right, and I feel like people love to use that as an excuse to be like, oh, you weren't like this a few months ago. And it's like, well, I didn't know. Hello?
You know what pisses me off is when people are like, why'd you wait so long? It takes that long to even, because you love these people so much. And they take advantage, and the way that your brain chemistry works, like everything is so warped.
It genuinely,
for you to get out and be able to think clearly takes so much time.
And then once you then have to rewrite everything you've ever thought about that person and go, okay, hey, every time there was rose tinted glasses, every single freaking time, none of that was actually right. A lot of that was more me than it was them, as in the love came from the way you saw it rather than what it actually was. Like, it's crazy. Sometimes it did feel like, and for a long time, I think a lot of us kept our stories back, because it was like, what difference can I make if I'm 1 story, 2 stories, 3 stories out of like all of the people that are keeping it hidden, and part of the reasons why it isn't normal to be open about it, then how am I supposed to change that? It's like changing an age-old system. But
and it makes me feel like we're doing something wrong by speaking up. Like, we're rocking the boat and there was peace before we said anything. But what about our peace? What about us?
Exactly. And for a long time, I can't explain to you how long I felt thinking that I was crazy for even talking about my ex. I was so conditioned by them to think that if I talk about an ex relationship, if I hang out with any of our friends, if I even begin to talk about trauma, that's me being crazy and that's me being obsessed. Well, even now, even today before going live, I even questioned cancelling it and being like, people are going to think, for fuck's sake, here she goes again.
I almost thought about canceling on you and just not getting up to come here.
I mean, both mutually just like,
because it's scary.
No, it is.
We're both literally scared. One of the things that people have been saying the most, and it has been a little bit of a hard thing to accept as well, is how people have been calling me brave. And I didn't feel brave simply for sharing that I had had these experiences and that these things had happened to me. I felt brave because I was still scared of him. And I am still scared of him. And that's what made me feel brave. But I felt like I had to share my experience. That was something that I felt so compelled because I felt so passionate about making sure it's so important for us to share the experiences that we have with each other. And I think especially as women.
Oh my God, yes, as women. Like the amount of people that have said to me that they feel more comfortable talking about things since hearing somebody else talk about it. And it's scary. Like, genuinely, the sheer amount of people who have messaged me being like, I have a very similar experience is actually really quite terrifying. And I wish it came before us. I wish people didn't even feel a need to keep this hidden in the first place. And that it should be something that we talk about openly, because oh God, like it feels like you're letting them win. And for a long time I thought that I had my peace when I like kind of settled and I was like, okay, I've dealt with this happening to myself, and I went to therapy and I got through it, and I really felt like I reached a point where I was like, do you know what, it's so unfair that it happened, but all I can do is learn from it and grow. And then things started happening to my friends, and that's when I got
better
heated.
than them.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
Is that we learn and we grow. Like, the anger I felt was so spread out, where it was like directed a lot towards myself. I was so mad at myself. I felt stupid. Because when you say all the things that we stayed through after the fact, it's like, what the fuck were we thinking?
But
it's
sick and it's twisted.
I'm also just pissed off to be a victim of physical abuse now. I don't want that. I didn't want that. And now this is just a truth of the story that I have lived now. And I'm pissed off.
Yeah. Do you know what is so crazy to me as well is that, like, I didn't start getting angry until I realized that so many of my friends had gone through the same thing. When it was just me suffering, when it was just me being done dirty, when it was just me that was like being overlooked, did I care? I was like, oh, this kind of sucks. Like, it kind of sucks that I can't go to this and this because this person's going to be there. It's really sad that I can't, like, that I'm scared to, like, I get scared to share songs onto my story in case it gets back to them that I posted a song. My favorite song at the moment is Too Well by Renee Rapp. Absolute banger. I've been too scared to post that on my story in case people go, oh, she's so obsessed, because that's the way my brain thinks now. Every single thing I do,
hate when people read into
now.
I don't know if you're even the kind of person who listens to music that's relevant to your experience, because I'm not. And so many people will pull lyrics out of songs I've added to my playlist, and I'm like, I don't even know what the words are. I haven't listened to them.
It's such a, like,
so I'm here vibing.
You're like, please let me vibe. It's just a big point as well, because, like, we did want to also touch on the concept of healing, because we didn't want this all to be like we're sat here just like chatting shit, because both of us have come so far in our journeys. But I think the most important thing to say that I did touch on earlier is the fact that healing from these types of things aren't linear. And I go through days where I go through months where, like, before, like, things came back up for me when like we were discussing, like, you talking about things, I hadn't thought about the person I was with for months. Oh my God, why am I snoozing ads? Like, I you know, and I was fine. I was so happy. I was finally starting to have confidence in myself. My perception of myself was starting to, like, come back together.
Because we should talk about how that was absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, I feel like
our relationship.
There are some elements that people don't seem to realize, that it's not as simple as, like, oh, this person was sometimes mean to me, the way you perceive yourself and the way you perceive
just
your relationships is actually like it absolutely crumbles. There are still things that there are ways that I don't do my makeup. There are clothes that I don't wear. That like there have been things that I haven't done to my hair because of things that I
That's something I experienced in a different relationship, the controlling aspect. I wasn't allowed to wear tank tops online at all. I wasn't allowed to wear a bathing suit at the beach.
What the fuck? See, I'm lucky that mine was never controlling. I was just kind of told like, oh, see, I don't understand why girls do this, and it'd be something that I do, and I'd be like, oh, and so I'd stop doing that.
And that's on purpose. That shit's on purpose when it's something you do, and they're like, I hate people who do this.
Yeah, because the truth is, it is so much harder to start change and to start to show change and go against the current than it is to run with it. And if you are a sign of them having to show any kind of strength of change, they don't want it.
Yeah.
You could literally you could die trying. They're never going to change for you.
Literally.
That took me so long to realize because, again, I was so determined, not determined as in forcing myself into their life, but I was very, very sure that I wanted us to stay friends because I wanted to see them get better. And so we had a break and then I tried being friends with them. They didn't want it. We spoke about getting back together. They didn't want it. I tried ignoring them. They didn't want it. Every single thing that I tried just was never enough for them. And it is. And what's really sad is that there was a little spark of hope. And that is really where they get you in both the relationship and out of it. There was a spark of hope where I saw them start to get better. And I was like, do you know what? I'm really proud of you. They completely relapsed. And it makes me sad. It's pitiful that it's like, you are genuinely, you don't see it yet, but you're ruining your life. And I've had people message me being like, we're waiting for them to hit rock bottom. And it's like, if I found out that my friends were saying to me that they were waiting for me to hit rock bottom, I don't know what I'd do.
Is he not already there?
Sadly not, because if you're rich and you're famous and you have a platform, rock bottom takes a long time to go to because people will cling to money and fame, and you will find people who will cling to you for money and fame, and you will find people who will not call you out on your actions in order for you to continue them and not have to take accountability. And you surround yourself with people who will not hold you accountable because then you don't have to be accountable. So rock bottom for these motherfuckers takes a long fucking time. One day again,
they can avoid it.
One day you'll just cross the wrong person who will just say your name. You will. And I didn't and a lot of people have said to me, maybe one day in a few years he'll realize what he did and he'll apologize to you.
I'm not around for that. I'm also of the opinion, I saw TikTok recently. I am on TikTok too much, but I saw TikTok recently. I made a very good point, and I agree with it. I almost reposted it. I will never forgive this person. I do not believe that means I'm holding on to anything or that I will not be able to be fully healed. I do not believe it is a requirement for moving forward. I have not forgiven people before, and I have found peace. And I will never have forgiveness for this person.
I tried very hard to apologize. I tried so hard to give them. And again, I said this in my video.
I certainly tried.
I tried so fucking hard to the point that when they gave me this half-assed apology, I did go, it's okay. It's okay. No, I don't know if they know this, but I've fully retracted that apology because you don't, an apology like that, and the apology isn't words, the apology is the actions. Never do that to another fucking person again. And even then you still did that to me. And I will hold you accountable for that until the day you die. On God. But you don't have to forgive, you don't have to forget, move on. Yes, exactly. And that's what makes me mad, that us talking about this type of thing, is again a fear of you're so hung up on this, you're so this, that, and the other. Again, I can give a flying fuck about what my ex is up to right now because I know that they don't care. Why should that be a reason for me to not tell my story? Because you're scared. And do you know why? The people that say to you, sorry, I'm getting heated now, and I'm getting fucking heated now. The people that will say to you, yeah, no, I wouldn't say that if I were you. I wouldn't take that to the internet if I were you. Are the same motherfuckers who are going to look bad when they get held accountable. These are the same people that are relying on you not doing that in order to keep their careers going.
It's like, because if all of us were to talk, everything would come crumbling down. They don't want one of us to start because we all will. And I would love to see everyone speak out about their experiences. I would be so on all these girls' sides of so many stories I have heard. And I know that it's true.
It's almost laughable. Is almost lauable.
Literally, me in my stream was laughing because I have to laugh. It's so ridiculous. Some of the things you say out loud.
Yeah, and I'm just so baffled at the fact that for so long I was like, okay, I won't talk about it because I don't want, once again, people to be like, because you know what's crazy, Shelby? I have a very core memory of us. We were in LA together, the place where we got the photos, we played skee ball, and it was really, really fun.
Yeah, those are on my fridge.
They're on my all, I'm looking at it right now. And wait, I'm gonna go, let me get it. Oh no, I don't want to show the bar. It was up.
Oh my god, that night devolved into horror.
Okay. Oh my god. But I just remember we both got a drink and we were just sat there looking at each other, and like I think that this was off the back of some stuff happening to me, and I said something and then you said something and we both laughed. Like, we both just started crying. I remember it so literally we were both like, haha, isn't this really silly? And we both just looked at each other, and then I just saw you cry, and then I started crying, and we were like,
I cry really easily. You know what I cried? The thing that hit me the most in my own stream was as soon as I started to talk about my friends, I was like, I can't hold it together anymore.
I cried like a baby watching your stream.
Because I was going to take it. I wasn't going to talk about my story. I was just gonna go quietly in the night, and I fully believe and still fully believe karma will have its kiss for everybody who does these things anyway, and they will eventually be their own downfall. I fully believe that. However, after talking to you and so many of my other friends, and then having them share their experiences with me, and you and other of my friends telling me how brave I am and how I've like sparked inspiration, or just like this feeling of like taking power back.
Exactly.
I couldn't not say my story after that.
Exactly. And if you saying that can inspire other people to realize what happened to them and speak up, and if also it helps speed run the people who did this into being held fucking accountable. If it takes us coming to the internet for you to realize that what you've done actually might be quite bad, cool. How do you speed run it?
I have an opinion actually about something. That hot take. Have you ever seen creators, they get canceled, they did like actually horrid things. Like, I'm legitimately talking about messing with kids level horrid things. And then they quietly come back into content creation and quietly start making things again. I believe if you are someone who truly is trying to convince anyone that you've changed after a horrible thing like that, you would never come back. By your own choice, you would leave your own platform and never come back to a position of putting people in harm again, because that is what it is. You don't mean it if you come back. You didn't mean it. It was, you just want money again and views, and you didn't mean it.
Oh, she ate with that one, Your Honor.
It's like the example I can think of, like Jenna Marbles took herself away, and I don't even think she should have. I want her back. But she felt so deeply about how she had done some wrong to communities that she was like, I don't ever want to put myself in a position of doing harm like this to people again. I will leave. And if they come back, you didn't mean it.
But this is why people stay silent, and it's why people stay complicit, because they know that if someone else is done, then they're done soon after for being so closely acquainted. Because the question then comes, once like the dust has settled, when people get exposed, and once the dust is settled, it becomes the moving finger moves. Why the fuck did you stay around for so long then? And it's like, yeah, why did you? Yeah, how about that? Because how about
I will always hate the why'd you wait so long?
Oh, it's the dumbest fucking argument. As in, I wish that we could explain how long it took for both of us. Until, if Rihanna is still in the chat, Rihanna could literally vouch. Even Shelby can vouch. Anyone who knows me in the chat can vouch. 4 months after shit happened with me, I was still going, but I still care for them. I still want them to do well. It wasn't that bad. For months and months and months and months and months.
None of that.
And you should be so happy. You should feel so gassed that you chose people like us who are not going to sit there and try and completely destroy your career and name you. Oh, you got an alarm going.
I have to move my car now.
Like,
I don't know how long you want to stream for, but I just have to quickly move my car.
I'll give you Dory. Go move your car.
I have to go outside and it's not even changed.
Oh no!
I'm fully expecting us both to call each other still after and keep talking.
The fact that I'm gonna hang up on this call, rejoin after, and be like, okay, deleting VOD. I'm scared.
Now I can use names.
Now I can use names.
Yeah.
Oh. But
and I did delete my VOD, but that isn't because I want to hide my story. I just also don't want it to follow me forever.
Yeah, that what made me so sad when after I did my video, if you search my name into YouTube, it was the first thing that came up. And I was like, there is no way I have made so much content over 4 years just for that to be my top result. Fuck. Shit.
Yeah, and you know what? This is not the most important thing about us. And if that is for other people, they're not the people that we care about.
Yeah.
But we are so much more than just the things that happened to us, the worst thing that happened to us, the people that treated us the worst. And I will not be remembered for these pieces of shit. That's for sure.
And don't get me wrong, we will continue to advocate for it because, again, we're talking about things. So we're talking about it not for us to, well, I guess it is also free therapy for us in a way, but we're not doing it to like try and bring hell upon our exes and to ruin lives. The amount of people that I've seen in chat go, I appreciate you saying this is why we're doing it. And that's always been the reason. If my only reason was to try and ruin lives, I wouldn't have done it. But I'm saying it to help people.
No, this is what I want. I want to see people actually stand up for what's right, even if they're not the victim.
Yeah.
So you see something wrong happening. You see your friend doing something completely out of line. Do something about it. Say fucking anything about it.
Oh my God, yes.
Stop letting it slide.
Yes, for the love of God.
Because we could have such a good circle of people if all of us were just in agreement. Let's just cut out these pieces of shit. We see the things that they're willing to do to other people. And we're like, okay, that's cool though.
And also, if you're gonna not do that, at least don't message the other person when they come out with their story saying, really sorry that happened to you, huh? How about that? Just saying. Yeah. Sorry, someone just followed me called Shiny Sherlock, and that's a K-pop reference, and I want you to know the person just followed me. I adore you. I totally had a point as well, and that I've forgotten what it is, but it just made victims too scared to speak up. And again, the fact that I spoke to so many people about speaking up about my story, and all the people that said don't do it were men. Every single one. All the girls I spoke to went, yeah, if you're sure.
And it isn't, obviously abusers aren't always men, and it isn't men, and that I hope goes without saying, but I do want to say at the very least, it isn't always men. But there is an undeniable truth that it happens often.
Yes.
Because of the differences in how we're raised, it does happen more.
Yeah, for me personally, that was just what happened to me. But yeah, oh God, okay. Every time we go to end, it's just like, oh. But
then there's another thing to say. But that's why we could go on forever.
We really could. We'll try and get our thoughts together, because I'd love to have Rihanna on here next time as well. Bless her, she's just feeling really ill today. Yes, girls on the gays, and just be really, really funny.
Yes, the funniest.
Also, yes, I would like to also say that, yeah, I hate to say a sentence like that and come across as a man hater. Obviously, we're talking to the situations that are relevant to us, and what we say isn't a blanket for everyone.
I'll say it. I am expecting better out of a lot of men.
Oh yeah, especially currently with both of our situations. I was expecting men to do a lot better than they have, but
I would love to see that. Please and thank you.
I used to be in the streaming community when a lot of these people, small streamers, if the shoe fits. I guess we'll see.
Whole thing.
I'll be prepared to say something if people go too far, but besides that, that's the difference. I'm always like, I said this. Okay, well, I'll be live again soon. Could not tell you when, but I'll send you guys over to AMZ. Much love. Thank you so much again, everybody, for being so fucking kind. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you.
It was really nice doing this,
giving us a safe space. Chat. Yes, you guys. Yeah. Shelby's like,
they were really
no emo only this time. Send all of our love to AMZ. AMZ deserves the entire fucking world. And yes,